Yes. Hello, children. This is Rupa, chemistry madam. Once again, back with the chemical bonding. In chemical bonding, a special topic, molecular orbital theory, in which you learn, molecular orbital theory, which is in short called as molecular MOT, 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 and in which we learn for intermediate, especially for intermediate level, we discuss the atomic molecules. Okay, means a molecule made up of only two atoms like N2, O2, H2, B2, C2. These are what same type of atoms, homodiatomic. And next, we may have some more extra molecules of once again same diatomic species, which are hetero. Means where it is NO plus or NO, or it is cyanide, Cn minus, or carbon monoxide. These are what diatomic but made up of different elements, heterodiatomic. So for our syllabus, we have only diatomic species. So for the intermediate board exam, for especially intermediate board exam, that is plus one and plus two level. So that is in a plus one. Obviously, that will be helpful in what your NEET and JEE mains exams. So we have the study of N2 molecule and O2 molecule. So now I'm going to explain the molecular orbital energy diagram of N2 molecule and O2 molecule. In short, which is called as MOED, MOID, MOID of N2 and MOID of O2. So I hope you know that the molecular orbital theory is based on linear combination of atomic orbitals. And first of all, we should know what for this theory was proposed. Okay, according to VBT, valence bond theory, when O2 molecule, when O2 molecule is formed by overlapping of its atomic orbitals, it is believed that between the two oxygen atoms, Now consider these two yellow balls. These two yellow balls are oxygen, and between these two, I have kept two sticks. Means where O2 having the OO double bond. Okay, and the total number of electrons in the O2 molecule. How many? How many? Each atom is atomic number 8. So 8 plus 8, 16. 16 is even number. So here, according to VBT, it is what even number of electrons, and it is seen that we know that whether it is a VBT, hybridization, or VSEPR theory, so and so etc. Always when a bond formation takes place by overlapping of orbitals, the electron must spin pair. Okay, and whenever pair of electrons are there, the molecule is non-magnetic, that is diamagnetic in nature. So O2 molecule according to VBT must be diamagnetic in nature. Dia, because here it is having the 16 even number of electrons. So this electronic configuration of number of electrons, it's making us to say this O2 molecule must be diamagnetic. But practically O2 molecule is what? Experimentally proven that O2 is a paramagnetic, though it is having the even number of electron, 16 electrons. So one thing, what for it is this theory, molecular orbital theory is developed to explain the magnetic nature of covalent molecules. One thing. The second one, this is helpful in calculating the bond order. Calculating the bond order. Okay, that is covalent bond order. And I hope you all know that. What is bond order? Bond order means the number of bonds. The number of bonds between two atoms. Between two atoms. So see here. Here see. I have two atoms. One is carbon. Black is carbon. The white is hydrogen. So we all know that hydrogen can form only one bond. So CH bond is there. This is CH bond. So between the carbon and hydrogen. How many bonds are there? 1. So between these two atoms, number of bonds how many? 1. So bond order is 1. And here in a O2 molecule between two oxygen atoms, the number of bonds how many? 2. Bond order is 2. Okay. And if you see this, okay, between these two black balls, I have kept I have joined these two black balls through 3 white sticks. 3 white sticks. Now each one is bond. So if you consider this as 2 carbon atoms, CC triple bond, CC triple bond. Or if you consider these two black balls as nitrogen, it is what? NN triple bond, N2, where you have between the two nitrogen atoms 3 bonds. So which is bond order is 3. So what is bond order? The number of bonds between two atoms, covalently bonded two atoms is called bond order. So the molecular orbital theory is used to calculate bond order. And note one more point. Okay, note one more point. It is very, very important. The maximum bond order between any two atoms is only 3. Okay, between two atoms, you can put maximum 3 bonds. The fourth bond is impossible. Around one atom in different directions, 4 bonds are there, 5 bonds are there, 6 bonds are there. But in one direction, like this, okay, all the 3 bonds, 1 sigma, 2 pi, okay, 3 bonds are in same direction. So between two atoms, all the bonds will be in same direction. So in same direction, 3 bonds are maximum. So between two atoms, what is the maximum bond order? 3 only. Okay, so it's a simple question will be asked. Okay, and next here the importance of a molecular orbital theory is what? 1. To predict whether the molecule is paramagnetic or diamagnetic. So please listen. Paramagnetic nature is due to the unpaired electrons. Unpaired electrons. Where diamagnetic due to paired up electrons. Then if you ask me why the molecular species or any ion or element which has unpaired electron, why it act as paramagnetic? Paramagnetic means nothing but magnetic only. Why? Because you learn that according to Planck's quantum theory, electron is a charged particle. It is under acceleration or vibration. It emits a radiation. And these radiations are what? Electromagnetic radiations. Means the electron, the vibrating electron can produce electric field as well as a magnetic field. So consider whenever an electron, a single electron, unpaired electron is there, it spins and produces magnetic field. Okay, magnetic field. So any species having at least one unpaired electron, okay, at least one unpaired electron, it spins and produces magnetic field. Okay, so therefore that molecular species will have a net magnetic moment. Net magnetic moment, and we have learned how to calculate the magnetic moment of that substances which contain unpaired electron in transition elements. When you calculate by using formula, mu is equals to root over n into n plus 2. Okay, which is in 4 magnetons. And if it is paired up electrons, if any species having paired up electrons in the orbitals, what happens? Both the paired up electrons spins. So one electron in the clockwise, other in the anti-clockwise. So both at same time produces the magnetic field, but the directions are different. The directions are different. So one is in the clockwise, other is in the anti-clockwise. One is up, other is down. So in this sequence, what happens? If for one taken as positive, the other is taken as a negative, mutual cancellation takes place. So because of paired up electrons, the molecular species, they have a magnetic moment 0, means act as non-magnet, and such is called as diamagnetic. Okay, so now according to molecular orbital theory, we are going to calculate the bond order and check the magnetic nature of N2 molecule and O2 molecule. And before this, going to explain this MOIDs, molecular orbital energy diagrams of both the molecules. One thing I want to tell you clear that in VBT, valence bond theory, or in hybridization, or in VSCPR theory, when a covalent molecule is formed, we see that between the two atoms, a covalent bond is formed. A covalent bond is formed by use of only valence shell electrons, outermost electrons, and in which valence orbitals, that is outermost shell orbitals, are only participating. Okay, so according to VBT hybridization, we see what? Only outermost shell electron, valence shell orbitals or valence shell electrons are participating. But in the case of molecular orbital theory, remember all the orbitals, the first electron to last electron orbital. Okay, the first orbital electron to last orbital electron means every orbital, every electron is participating in a bond formation. Okay, so here, what is happening here? The main change is what? According to molecular orbital theory, when two atoms are combining to form covalent bond, when two atoms are combining to form covalent bond, so all the orbitals means along with the valence orbitals, inner orbitals also, the core orbitals also, or you can say core electrons also participating in a bond. For example, take here moid of N2, nitrogen, where here N2 formula, nitrogen N2 formula. This indicates what? It's a diatomic molecule where two nitrogen atoms are present. And this is two identical nitrogens are there, two same elements. Therefore, what is this one? Homodiatomic molecule. So we know that the N2 is formed by combination of two nitrogen atoms. And atomic number of nitrogen is 7. So see its configuration: 1s2, 2s2, 2p3, which I have written as 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1. Simply 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. So according to VBT hybridization, we take the 2s and 2p orbitals. But here we have to consider this 1s orbital also. So here see, when two atoms are combining to form a molecule. So according to this theory, remember all the atomic orbitals combined to form molecular orbitals. Molecular orbitals. So here in the diagram, if you see this diagram, in this diagram, see I have already drawn this diagram without electron configuration. I have to fill the electrons in presence of you. So see beta here, this is what energy diagram. This sides, okay, these side circles indicate atomic orbitals. Say one side is first nitrogen, other side is second nitrogen. So this green color circles indicate the atomic orbitals of each nitrogen atom. So what is the electronic configuration of nitrogen? 1s2. So 1s, 2 electrons. Next 2s2. 2s, 2 electrons. Then 2p3, 3 electrons. So first nitrogen, say second nitrogen. These two nitrogen atoms are combining. So when two atoms are combining, its all orbitals are combined. So 1s of first nitrogen along with the 1s of second nitrogen. 1s of 2s of first nitrogen, 2s of second nitrogen. 2p of first nitrogen combines with the 2p of second nitrogen. So here they combine, and you have to write after combination electronic configuration for molecule. Okay, because we generally write electronic configuration in orbitals, atomic orbitals. Here we have to write electronic configuration for molecular orbital. So here the middle row, this is what black circles. This indicates molecular orbitals. Okay, atomic orbital form a molecular orbital. Now here if you consider when the two atomic orbitals, these sides are what? Atomic orbitals. When two atomic orbitals are combining, you get two molecular orbitals. And if you consider, please here check. See carefully. Now these two green color circles, these atomic orbitals are at a same energy level. Means atomic orbitals of same element have same energy. But when they combine to form molecular orbitals, so when here two atomic orbitals are combined, so you get two molecular orbitals. Half of them will have a lower energy. This is lower energy. The remaining half is high energy. Okay. So the lower energy is molecular bond. Okay. Bonding molecular orbital, where higher energy is called as anti-bonding molecular orbitals, where atomic orbitals called as non-bonding orbitals. So it is clear that when molecular, according to molecular orbital theory, when a molecule is formed by combination of linear combination of atomic orbitals, you will see three different types of orbitals. One is bonding molecular orbitals, which have lower energy than atomic orbitals. Okay, and other is anti-bonding orbitals, which have more energy than atomic orbitals. So now we have to fill the electrons. The same in the case of oxygen also, but little change. Okay, little change. I will explain there. See here. Now, oneness. First nitrogen, second nitrogen. Now, oneness, oneness. Now, you have to fill the electrons. These two oneness orbitals of nitrogens are combining. So, here, two electrons here and there. Total how many? 4 electrons. So, fill the electrons. Remember, when you fill the electrons in any type of orbitals, whether it is pure atomic orbitals, hybrid orbitals, or molecular orbitals, must follow the same three rules. What is that? Aufbau principle, Hund's rule, and Pauli's exclusion principle. Aufbau principle means what? First you fill low energy and next high energy. And whenever you fill the same energy orbital, see here it is same energy orbitals. The two circles at the same level. Degenerated orbitals. When you fill degenerated orbitals, okay, according to Hund's rule, each one must be filled with one electron which are spinning in same direction. Then only pairing takes place. And whenever you fill electrons in the given orbital with two electrons, they must be spin paired. They must be spin paired in such a way that, okay, that is Pauli's principle. In such a way that the two electrons of an orbital never have all the four quantum number values same. At least they differ in their spin quantum number. Okay. So see here, oneness. Okay, two electrons. So I'm filling first low energy. So first electron. Okay, out of four, first electron. Next it is, okay, second electron. So how many electrons left? Two more. So after completing this low energy, I'm going to fill the high energy. This is third electron, fourth electron. So oneness orbital can form a sigma. Everyone knows that S can form only sigma. So both are sigma oneness, sigma oneness. But remember, anti-bonding orbitals have more energy. Therefore, they are represented by star mark. Okay, asterisk. In the same way here, the combination of 2s electrons. So take the 2s electrons of both atoms. How many electrons are there? 2 plus 2, 4 electrons. Here also fill. How many electrons? 4. According to Aufbau principle, Hund's rule, and Pauli's principle. So here see, out of 4 electrons, low energy, first electron. Complete the low energy, second electron. Out of these 2 plus 2 electrons. Next, third electron. Next it is a fourth electron. So here, while filling the 1s and 2s, we followed what rule? Aufbau principle and Pauli's. Here we need not to follow the Hund's rule, because at each level you have only one orbital. At each level, if you have more than one orbital, they have same energy called as degenerate orbitals. So now here, two circles you can see. This is two orbitals which are at the same level, that is degenerated, same energy level. So in this case, we have to follow the Hund's rule. Okay, let first name here. Always S can form a sigma 2s. This is also sigma 2s. Then anti-bonding high energy, let it mark with the star. Okay. And next here, see beta. Now in a P sublevel, we know that it is having the three different orbitals because 2p for 2p energy is same. N equal to 2 for p L equal to 1. 2 plus 1 3. All the three orbitals are same energy. In atomic orbitals they are same energy. But when they combine to form molecular orbital, little change. Remember, always the single one is a sigma bond. Okay, and sigma bond is formed by 2pz. Sigma bond is formed by 2pz. Okay, so this is pz, low energy, high energy, like this star. Next, these two are what? Px and py. Okay, and the px and py will form a pi bond. And since these are at same energy level, so let px equal to py and they form pi pi. Okay, 2px, 2py. And here also same, these are at same energy level. These are 2px equal to 2py, which are forming the pi, and these high energy. Therefore, antibonding orbitals denoted by star mark. Okay, so I have denoted their notations. That is what is pi and what is sigma. So sigma is formed always along the z-axis. Okay, conventionally taken. So now here we have to fill these 6 electrons, 2p3, 2p3 of both nitrogen atoms. Okay, 3 plus 3, 6 electrons. Take the 6 electrons. Now we are going to fill these electrons. And here start with this 2px, 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 2py. Why? These are degenerated. And here, along with the above principle, you have to follow Hund's rule. So low energy. Okay, out of 6 electrons, first electron. Here, one more orbital at same level. So both the orbitals are filled with each electron with the same spin according to Hund's rule. So out of 6, 2 finished. 4 electrons. Then this third electron spin pair. Fourth electron spin pair. Then how many electrons left? 2 more, because 3 plus 3, 6. Out of the 6, 4 filled here. 2 electrons. Next is fifth electron, sixth electron. So this is what the molecular orbital energy diagram of N2. See here you can see this increasing order of energies. 1s orbitals low energy, 2s orbitals low energy. Okay, higher than 1s. Next 2p is high than 2s. So it is increasing order. Now after this, okay, now write the electronic configuration in increasing order. So whatever you see here, whatever you see in this diagram, we have to write an electronic configuration. So electronic configuration of N2 molecule. I'm writing electronic configuration of N2 molecule. Previously we wrote nitrogen atom. So once again same, from low energy to high energy. So what is that? 1 sigma 1s. Next sigma 1s star. Next sigma 2s. Next sigma 2s star. Okay, 2 electrons. Each one is having 2 electrons. Okay, 2 electrons. And next, after this, so we completed sigma 1s, sigma 1s star, sigma 2s, sigma 2s star. After this, what you have? Pi orbitals, which are higher energy than sigma 2s. Pi 2px equal to pi 2py, and each one having the 2 electrons. The next is sigma 2pz. So this is what electronic configuration of N2 molecule. Okay, it is for molecule. Okay, and next, how to calculate bond order. For bond order, a simple formula I'm writing in short, BO, bond order. It is what? Half of the bond pair of electrons, bonding electrons minus antibonding electrons. So all the lower energy R means this lower bonding orbital electrons have to consider. So how many this bonding electrons you see here? So here 2, 2. Okay, 2 plus 2, 4. This lower is bonding. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, 2, 2, 4. Next here 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 twos are 10. So total, see here, the total bonding electrons, how many? 10. Then upper electrons, these are antibonding. So how many electrons are there? 4. So what is this one? 10 minus 4, 6. 6 by 2, that is 3. Means between the two nitrogen atoms, what is the bond order? 3, triple bond. And this molecule is diamagnetic in nature, means non-magnetic. Why? Because in this molecular orbital diagram, you can't see any orbital with a unpaired electron. One electron in the orbital. All the orbitals are, means each circle is orbital. They are spin paired with the two oppositely spinning electrons. So this is what moid of end. Now we'll come to the oxygen. Now, before going to the oxygen, see here, how many total number of electrons in the nitrogen? 14. Okay, there is little change in the arrangement of electron configuration or molecular orbitals. Up to 14 electrons, up to 14 or 15 electrons, you have to follow in this way, this type of diagram. It is 16 electrons. It is 16 electrons. Now, little change is there. So, just a change here. You can observe the change here. Okay, in a N2 molecule, the sigma 2pz orbital energy is more than pi 2px, pi 2py. Whereas in the oxygen, that is from the 16 electrons, little change, that is the sigma 2pz orbital energy is lesser than 2 pi 2px, pi 2py orbitals. Okay, so now moid of O2 molecule. So this is what? Increasing order. Obviously, 1s orbital of oxygens, both oxygens. First oxygen, second oxygen. 2s orbitals of both oxygens. First oxygen, second oxygen. Then 2p orbitals. And what is atomic number of oxygen beta? 8. Okay. So 8, 1s2, 2s2, 2px2, 2py, 2pz. So I wrote here. Okay. So this is what orbitals. Once again, same. This side circles is green shaded. Okay, green circles are atomic orbitals. Atomic orbitals combined from molecular orbitals. Same. The number of atomic orbitals combining will form same number of molecular orbitals. Then out of this molecular orbitals, half of them will have a lower energy than atomic orbitals called as bonding molecular orbitals. So this low energy is bonding molecular orbital. The high energy is antibonding. So see here, 2s, 2s, two orbitals are combining, which is forming the two molecular orbitals. Okay, out of 2, half is 1. This one is lower energy than atomic orbital, bonding molecular orbital. And other one is high energy than this atomic orbitals, antibonding molecular orbitals. So same is here also. 3 plus 3, 6. 3 low energy, bonding molecular orbitals. 3 high energy, antibonding molecular orbital. So please you note this point here. At p orbitals, in the case of arrangement of 2pz and 2px, 2py will be different. The remaining rules all are same. Okay. Now we have to fill the electrons. Now first oxygen, second oxygen, these are combining. When two atoms are combining to form a molecule, what we get? Molecular orbitals. So 2 plus 2, 4 electrons. Fill according to same above principle. First electron, second electron. Third electron, fourth electron. So here sigma 1s and this is sigma 1s star. Star by antibonding orbital high energy. Okay, then cumulative. And next 2s, 2 electrons. 2 plus 2, 4 electrons. So sigma 2s and this is sigma 2s star. Okay, so 2 plus 2, 4 electrons. First electron, second electron. According to above principle and Pauli's principle. Low energy filled first, then high energy. And each orbital can have only 2 electrons with spin pair. Okay, so first, second, third and fourth. No doubt. Now here 2p having 4 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 electrons. 4 plus 4, 8. So here I told some change. What is that? This orbital is sigma. Sigma to be Z. Okay. Z always forms sigma. So this is also sigma to be Z. Okay. But star, high energy. Sigma to be Z. And next, these are pi orbitals. Okay, pi bond orbitals that is formed by 2px, 2py. They are at same energy level, degenerate orbitals. While filling this, we have to follow the Hund's rule. Here also same. These are also what? Right here, pi, but antibonding therefore high energy, put star 2px and this is 2py. Okay, so now filling the p orbitals of molecular p orbitals of this O2 molecule. 4 plus 4, 4 plus 4, 8 electrons. So I have taken 8 electrons, filling now low energy. First electron, second electron. Of Bohr principle, Pauli's principle. Now, out of 8, how many left? 6 electrons. So third electron. The fourth electron will be in the adjacent because same energy. Hund's rule. Hund's rule. Then spin pair. Okay. So 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6 electrons. Now out of 8, how many electrons completed? 6 electrons. And 2 more electrons. So fill here. So here is there. Now the 7th electron, 8th electron. Since these two orbitals are same energy, degenerated, we have to fill according to Hund's rule. Okay, according to Hund's rule, the same energy orbitals always must be filled with same one electron each with the same spin. So since in O2 molecule, in the antibonding, okay, antibonding pi star orbitals, there are 2 unpaired electrons. Each pi star orbital contain 1 unpaired electron. So because of these 2 unpaired electrons, the O2 molecule, though having the even number of electrons, it is paramagnetic in nature. So why oxygen molecule, O2 molecule is paramagnetic in nature? Due to 2 unpaired electrons in the 2 pi star orbitals. Okay, now we'll calculate its bond order. I want some space, so I will use here. Okay, I will use this one. So now you all understand why O2 molecule is a para, because of 2 unpaired electrons in the pi star orbitals. Okay, the pi star orbitals have 2 pi star orbitals have 2 unpaired electrons. Okay, these are unpaired electrons. Now, electronic configuration of O2 molecule, right from lower energy to high energy. That is sigma 1s2. Next, sigma 1s star 2 electrons. Okay. Next, sigma 2s2. Next, sigma 2s star 2 electrons. After this, here coming. So what is this one? Sigma 2pz 2 electrons. The next coming is these pi orbitals. 2px pi equal to 2py, each one having 2 electrons. Could you see here? Okay. And next is after this pi star orbital. These are pi star orbitals. Okay, 2px and this is 2py. Both are forming pi bond because anti-bonding. Both are energy same. So pi star it is equal to one more pi star. One is 2px, other is 2py, which are having one electron. Because of this unpaired electron, this oxygen O2 molecule acting as a paramagnetic. The next bond order is what? Half of the bond electrons minus anti-bonding electrons. So what is that? Half of the. So how many bonding electrons? These lower orbitals are bonding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 orbitals with 2 electrons, 10. Then here anti-bonding upper one. 1, 2. Okay, 2. So 2 into 2, 4. 4 plus here these 2 unpaired electrons also antibonding 6. So what is this value now? What is this value now? It is 10 minus 6, 4. 4 by 2, that is 2. Means between the 2 two oxygens. In O2 molecule, there is a double bond. There is a double bond. So I hope you understand. This is what the molecular energy diagrams of N2 and O2, where you got some revision of VSEPR theory, hybridization also. Okay, and electronic configuration. Understand? And in another video, I have sent you this shortcut for the for a JEE mains or NEET AIMS exams, how to calculate bond order quickly for diatomic species. Okay, thank you all.